Okay, camera check, OBS good, camera's recording. Hopefully, it doesn't freaking freeze again. Anyway, how's it going, Pirate Crew? This is Captain Pirate D God or Pirate God or PG, whatever you want to call me. Today with another video. Now, I've been holding off for this video for a while now. Why am I talking about this? I don't know. But yes, I've been holding off for this video for a while now. Why? Because I wanted to wait for the remake or remaster, whatever you want to call it, of Trigun to not be finished, but have enough episodes for me to fairly give it an opinion. Why am I doing the thing with my hands? I do not know. I have no control of my body. Anyway. Anyway, so yeah. Uh, the there's a lot of things I could say about the remake of like the remake reboot whatever you want to call it of Trigun. Also, if you haven't watched Trigun, either like your Trigun Stampede or OG Trigun or read the manga, I recommend really doing like really just do any of them. You could read a little bit of the manga. If it's not your thing, watch the OG anime. If it's not your thing, then watch the reboot. See how you like it, stuff like that. All up to you how you want to consume it. Anyway, how do I feel about the this reboot remake? I forgot what it's called, but it's probably not a reboot. I'll probably get like a comment or something saying like, "Oh no, it's not a reboot. It's a remake, remaster, whatever." So yeah, how I feel about it. I think, I think it's all right for the most part. It's slowly like it's slowly getting a little bit interesting, a little bit interesting. Like at first, it was like kind of like going like the first like couple of like episode or two was kind of like for me, and then it went like up, like kind of when I really like guess like up, but like more like kind of with like each episode here and there, and I could go on and on about like the full details of it and stuff like that, but I don't know. Maybe I'll like do like another video on it, another something like that, like doing like a full on comparison of the OG anime versus uh the current one, and then versus I guess the manga or something like that. I don't know. Maybe you guys will kind of like that kind of video. Let me know. Anyway, to give a little context, to give a little a little context, a little more information. I have I have read I have read the manga, and I am currently rereading the manga to kind of refresh my memory of how the this like reboot is, like how much more accurate it is to the manga versus the OG. Because for those who don't know, the OG like Trigun, it was it was basically filler. Like good chunk of it, real good chunk of it, or really all of like Trigun, like the OG one was filler because it was like because around the time the manga was still going and it was going like trying to like go around the same time as the manga and stuff like that, and for like and like a lot of people experience this kind of thing where anime has like filler and stuff like that. Some is good, some is bad, and for a majority of part, most filler is like when anime does filler, it's mostly bad, it's mostly bad, but there have been like a few good ones or a few good exceptions. At least I think there are, like like Black Butler, or Ajin, yeah, Ajin, yeah, there we go, Ajin. It's yeah, pronounced Ajin, not Ajin, Ajin. But yeah, like when and also at least this might be an unpopular opinion. This might be a hot take. I don't know, but also One Piece, and for any One Piece fans out there who's like taking their time to enjoy the anime and stuff like that, and not really caring about like the filler for it. Let me know what you think about the filler for One Piece. I know this is a Trigun video, and I'm asking you like, hey, what do you? Let's talk about One Piece, okay? Let's talk about. I know, but anyway, yeah. When it comes to filler in anime, most of it is like majority of it is bad, but there's also some good ones here and there. Like I just listed, and there's some more that I can't really think from the top of my head, but yeah, there's more. And Trigun is also one of those, like the OG Trigun was also one of those animes that did like, I at least in my opinion, I feel like it personally did like a kind of a really good job about like a really good job about filler, you know? Like the fill, like all the episodes, like like there hasn't been like a moment in an episode where it felt like it was like completely like dead. Like there hasn't never been like a dull moment the OG uh with the OG anime. There's never been a dull moment. Never felt like the comedy never felt like it was like off putting and stuff like that. Dialogue never felt weird. Uh, Animation. I mean, it wasn't all that bad. It wasn't all that good because like older technology, or older, like well, not technology, but older. Just it was like old and stuff like that. And I also loved the art style too, and it's very nice, very unique character designs, everything. It was I thought it was really nice. I thought it was really nice. And then what's up? Then like the way, like I think my only, like, I guess, big complaint, what kind of a little bit of big complaint, but also not really big complaint, is that, well, actually, no, not really. It's not really. It's not. Well, I mean, depending on how you see it, I don't think of it as much as a big complaint, but you know how like an anime would have like an ending where like it had like, an anime would end, but the ending will leave you like very confused, like what happened, where is this character going, what is this character doing, stuff like that. Like it's like for example in Dragon Ball GT. For those who've watched Dragon Ball GT, remember how it ended. Remember when Goku went with Shenron and stuff like that? They went away somewhere, which they never specified where, like Goku or Shenron was going, but Vegeta knew that, like, oh, he was never like coming back and stuff like that. So we don't know where exactly they went to. And then like the Dragon Balls, like he like Gohan was like on, like, not Goku was on, like, um he was on Shenron's like back, or like, well, on his like body, or look like on the top of his head, and he was like resting and stuff like that. And the Dragon Balls like just like absorb, like went to his body, like, and then they just like flew off into the disc, and then it's like, where did they go? Like, where did they go? What's happened? Why is Goku with Shenron? What is he going? What's happening? Like, what? And the OG Trigun was kind of similar, like kind of like that way too, with the way how it ended. Uh, and I'm not gonna, like, I mean, it's an old anime, so if you haven't really watched it, I guess like there's gonna be a spoiler warning or something like that. But the ending of Trigun, Vash, what's up? Because again, like I think is too, Vash's goal was, like, whole goal is to like meet Knives, to like see Knives again, and I guess like kind of like try to put a stop to him, and obviously he wasn't gonna kill him because Vash isn't all of, like his whole thing is like not about killing people, getting people, people getting humans, giving humanity a second chance. So, and then Vash and the Knives, his brother, like they both fight and stuff like that, and in the end, Vash ends up winning. But he didn't kill him. He kind of like incapacitated, like he kind of like knocked him out, And then the ending was basically like him, what's it called, dragging, like, what's it, carrying Knives to like just carrying Knives like away, and like the cameras like just follow, like kind of like just like stays in place, and then Vash just like walks away, and then like walks away and gets further and further, and then that was about it. There was like really no explanation of where Vash was going, what he was gonna do with Knives, stuff like that. All only we know is that, like, the only thing Vash says is that he's gonna, I think he said, if I remember correctly, he said, I'm gonna take you somewhere where you can no longer hurt people, or something like that, or something around that lines. I'm not sure what that exactly means or anything like that, but yeah, that's basically how the OG Trigun ended. It was very like a cliffhanger like ending, and that's, I think, I would say that was probably my only like critique and like upset, like critique and like con about the OG anime. Now to talk about the reboot or the remake again, whatever. I forget. My brain is very small right now. Anyway, Trigun Stampede. That's what the remake is called. Trigun Stampede. How I feel about it. Oh, I think I already, yeah, I already said it, but again, it's like it's all right. You know, it's all right. There has been like moments where it got dull and stuff like that. Some of the dialogue was very like off about it. It was weird. And also another thing, I'm probably gonna I'm gonna do like this way. I'm gonna do like this way. I'm gonna go with the pros and I'm gonna do the cons because every almost like a good chunk of videos and comments I've seen about the new Trigun Stampede was always like cons, 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 and then like then some people gave like some pros. Everyone else is like cons, cons, cons. I don't want to I'm not. I don't want to be the type of person that's like giving all the con like, oh, this anime is bad. It's bad. Oh my god, he did this wrong and this wrong and this wrong. No, you know, I don't want to do that. I don't want to like be that kind of content creator. I don't want to be that kind of person. You know, I want. I'm giving this like this remake a shot. I'm still giving it a shot. You know, and I'll probably like do my best to like do daily like what's it called like not reactions but yeah I guess well review slash reaction to like each episode because I'm not gonna like show the episodes like as it is because copyright issue. Anyway, I'm just gonna probably just like give you like basically yeah, give you a review of each episode as it comes out and try to like do it as much as I can, you know, and stuff like that. So yeah, so the thing about the thing about the remake is that okay, so here's some pros. Again, we're doing pros first. We're doing pros first and then cons. Pros: the CGI is actually good, which I know it might be a hot take. Oh my god, it's gonna be trending on Twitter. Pirate D God is saying Pirate D God is saying that CGI anime is actually good. Oh my god, he must be a fucking idiot. And here's the thing too about CGI anime, it can actually be good. It can actually work well. CGI in anime isn't all that bad. Yes, there has been a lot, and I mean a lot of anime that has done CGI and has done poorly. But there's also been anime that also have done CGI great or like does a good or decent job or sometimes even a terrific job, you know? And the thing is about too is that like there's even some like anime and stuff like that that like that would do CGI in certain scenes and not a lot of people would know about it. You know, a good example, uh, what's it called? Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball did CGI. It did CGI in the Broly movie. It did CGI in the yeah the superhero movie. It also did a little bit of CGI in the fighting against like Goku versus Beerus and Battle of Z. You know when they fought like when Goku was in his like god form. You don't believe me? Go back and look at the full fight and you'll see a little bit of CGI there. You bet you didn't even notice it. And yeah, this shows that CGI can be good. And also, Beastars is another example of CGI being good, you know? So CGI isn't a bad thing. And it's really shown right here too that like CGI is actually kind of a good thing. And I would love to see like more CGI like anime that actually like like no CGI anime in general because CGI isn't all that bad, you know? I hate the whole stigma that like, oh, CGI is bad. No, don't know. Anime oh, this anime is gonna be CGI. Oh my god, it's gonna be bad. Like, no, just give it a chance. You know, and the CGI for this one, it was good. It was actually good, you know. And then the OST too, also good. I'm not gonna say it was like Chef's Kiss, but it was still good, you know. And yes, I might be a little bit biased. I'm making a point is that I might seem like I'm being a little bit biased towards like the OG anime. I'm gonna try my best not to because I want to like even though I really hate having to do it, I'm want to look at like Trigun. I want to look at Trigun Stampede as a whole different entity from the OG. You know, because and the reason why I say I hate it is because I hate that like I hate like what's a when some like okay I hate when people say like when there's a remake of like an existing like show or like show movie or something like that and people say oh you have to look it from like not a different perspective but like on like as its own like thing like as a separate entity from the like original you know and the reason why I hate it is because you're essentially telling people to basically like everything that you knew about like the old original, whether it's like canon or like more true to like the actual source material or not, Is like you tell him to throw it away. Like, no, I feel like that's like, at least to me, that's at least to me, in my opinion, that's like a horrible kind of indication that this series or this show might not be all that good or something like that. Again, that's just my opinion about it. So yeah, the CGI is really good. I especially one of my favorite moments too is on episode 4 when they show Nicholas Wolfwood when he like has his like when he like finally uses his cross, you know. I thought when I was watching, I was expecting it was gonna just be like the same old like all like missiles and like what kind of like like rockets and stuff like that and like machine gun thing kind of thing like how it was in the original anime. But no, no, my good friend, no, no, no. They did something different. They said, you know what? We're gonna make this anime as fuck. We're gonna go off with this one. So he basically like, and I love the way how he does because like he unveiled like what's all his the way how he like he carries his cross like he uses his cross the like the same way he did in the OG and like in the manga stuff like that. But it, like it adds a little more different to it because they made it different. They make it like shoot out like it can like shoot out like lasers like from the sides of it or something like that. Like shoot lasers and like missiles and stuff like that. And the way how he like kind of like flips it around and do it like to do it. I'll probably put a link to like the Wolfwood like thing in the description like below like how he uses cross. But he basically like he basically like holds it like how he normally does like this. Like there's a big cross and then like in the middle is like a hole or something like that. Like how what's all you would trigger like a trigger would be. Yeah, his trigger's right there. He's like holding the trigger. He's like flipping. Wow. He's like flipping it around and stuff like that, and just has it on his back, and then he's like, "What?" I think he shot a missile or it was like a laser or something like that. He's like, "I'm not letting you get away," or like yeah, and then lasers come out and stuff like that. I think that was really cool. I think that was really cool. Another thing too, another thing too that I want to mention that I saw in the because I saw it in like in a YouTube video and I saw it in one of the comments that kind of make me like go raise an eyebrow in like not in like a way but more like a interesting kind of way, you know? And that is like the way how Wolfwood like the whole animation for Wolfwood, it seemed like kind of framey. Not framey like in a bad way, but framey in a like interesting kind of way. Like, why did they purposely make it like this framey? It's almost as if like what's it called? Like it was for like a video game or like for Guilty Gear or something like that. Guilty Gear in particular, because there was a comment or two that said that like the way how like Wolfwood like spins like the way how Wolfwood like spins his axe like not his axe but his like cross around and like the frames of it kind of resembled like Guilty Gear and stuff like that. And I was like I found that very interesting. And then I saw a reply to that comment saying like what's it called? That's kind of like no surprise since I don't know if it was true or not. I probably should have looked it up to see if it was true. Actually, I'll look it up to see if it's true right now. Okay, I'm back. So I did look it up, and I guess I'm not sure if it's true. Like, it doesn't seem like it's kind of. I don't know if it's really like true or not. But so yeah, a lot of the design, especially like Vash's like design, like OG Trigun Vash's design, very much kind of resemble like a little bit of the design of like Soul Bad Guy. I'll put a picture up like of OG. Like I'll put a picture up of Vash and then Soul Bad Guy. You know, maybe and like maybe you guys can like see the difference or some resemblance like that. But yeah, I'd say yeah. He kind of looked like Vash, like OG Vash. He looks like a Guilty Gear character. He looks like he would be from Exerd, like Rev. He looks like an Exerd character, you know. Meanwhile, the current Vash, he looks like he could be probably he looks like an Exer like an Exer character, which I'll go on to the character design another time, like later on. But anyway, like again, the CGI is good, you know. And another pro that I liked about it was the opening for Stampede, you know. And it's kind of like I decided, and when I was after like the third episode, I went back to that opening and like kind of studied it, like looked at it and studied it. Then I went back to the OG one, you know. And against the two, I like both of them, but I have a little bit more of a preference to like the OG one. You know, I'm just like a big sucker for like for base and stuff like that. You know? The OG opening plays into more how the people like in the Trigun universe, how they view or how they see Vash the Stampede versus how the the remake like Trigun Stampede opening, it kind of go blends more into like Vash, like who he is like on the inside, like kind of as a person, like who he really is, you know. And I think that was kind of interesting. At least that's how I felt about it. That's how I felt about it. You know, I so yeah, the opening is good. The opening is good. I still like the OG one more. Again, I'm a little biased, but hey, it is what it is. Another pro. Uh, some of the character redesigns. Some of the character redesigns. Uh, it's both a pro and a con, but I'm gonna focus on all like I think there's yeah I'll do like the cons like after this one. So this will be like my first. This will be like my character design like pros. Then once I do the pros, I'll immediately go to the cons like for it and everything else. Pro about the character designs. I like I like Wolfwood's design. I like it. He very much kind of melds more with to being like Yakuza, you know, because the thing is that's how like Wolfwood is, especially if you like read the manga. You know, he kind of has like a Yakuza, like I think it's Yakuza or Yakuza. I don't know. I think it's Yakuza, but yeah, Yakuza like kind of personality, kind of style, kind of like swag to him. And you even see it in like in his like clothing and too and stuff like that. So I kind of like it. I kind of like it, even though when it comes to personality, I kind of like prefer like the OG what's it called, anime, like the OG like animes like personality of Wolfwood, even though I feel like I don't know, because again I'm still currently rereading a manga, and so far his personality, Wolfwood's personality in the manga kind of like it goes like it goes like half and half against like it kind of goes like half and half like in the manga, his personality kind of fits more of how he was in the OG, but then there's like other times where it fits more in Stampede. So it's like kind of weird to me. Again, I'm still like currently rereading it. So when I like finish it and do another video, I'll probably like mention like, hey, so remember when I said about like how Wolfwood's personality in the manga was more like how it was in the OG? Yeah, I lied, or like, oh yeah, I was wrong, or vice versa and stuff like that. So yeah, I like his character design. I also really love Zazie the Beast like design, you know. I'm really glad they decide to like change it especially to fit more into his whole like not even like his name and his character and like what he's supposed to be and like what his abilities, cuz he basically can like he basically controls the worm, like the worms, you know. He controls the worms and those like glowing like glowfly mosquito like looking things. He also controls them and stuff like that. So I like that. I like that. I really like that. It goes more. It blends in more with him being like this thing that can like contact and like kind of speak and like command like these creatures in this world. So I thought that was interesting. I like it. I like it. Let's see. Meryl. Meryl's design. It's all right. It's not bad. It's not good. Obviously, you know they're gonna make her like look like very cute and stuff like that, and just yeah. Um. Now on to Vash. Vash's character design. I think it's all like my biggest problem with the design is not even really just the hair, like the Justin Bieber like hair. I don't like really care about it anymore. I've kind of gotten used to it. It hasn't grown on me, but I've gotten used to it. It's his arm. It's the fact that his like left arm is completely different from his like right arm, which is like his normal arm, because it really like kills the whole like kind of like illusion about like Vash, you know? Because again, to me, like even like when I read the manga, like that, like despite me no watching like the OG anime stuff like that, Vash as a character was always like very like mysterious, to to me and stuff like that, you know. And another thing that made him like more mysterious was his like outfit and stuff like that. And then like when the one time we see him like use like his like like submachine gun, like his arm gun and stuff like that. I was like, what the? It was like, what? He has a robotic arm? Like, what? And stuff like that. I was like, whoa. It was like just mind blowing, you know. And it kind of adds like more to like, huh? It kind of asks you more questions about like what kind of like modifications he has like to his body and stuff like that, and also kind of like makes you like question him more because again, like Vash, he's like he has a I don't know if you can hear it, but there is a car going off in the background of that car, and someone's honking their horns. Whoever's honking that horn, they better stop it before I honk them. Then you know. Anyway, just yeah, it's that like I think like his appearance too, like with OG Vash, he's very goofy, but then his like design, like you see his design and stuff like you think he's like gonna be, and like the way how like the anime kind of portrayed him at the beginning, it's like oh he's a serious like he's like this badass like kind of like oh infamous man with 60 million double dollars like on his head is like oh my god, and then you see come to find out he's like a goofy like guy and stuff like that, and it makes you wonder like I mean, this makes you question a lot of things about him, like why does he have this much a big of a bounty on his head and stuff like that. And it's like we later on go on to like go into it, you know. And but yeah, with I guess you could kind of like make the argument like oh the whole like his arm is like what's all like lost technology because that's what it is like it's lost technology like from the plant and stuff like that. And I guess you could argue that like, oh, his arm like being completely different, it kind of like it adds more mystery to it, I guess. Because again, I'm even though I probably should go through this and through the mind of someone that like oh hasn't watched like the try like OG Trigun and stuff like that, but I don't know. It's like that kind of really kill like it kind of like kills, but also doesn't really kill the mystery of like vast stuff like that because and it's another thing too that has really seemed like what's it called something that a lot of like this remake is doing a lot of tell like kind of like show not like show and not tell or wait was it vice versa no because if it's if you show because you're showing more things and actually like telling through the story wait is it showing more than it's telling or telling more than it's showing? Yeah, it's showing more than it's telling. Okay. But yeah, like those way the whole thing with this remake, it seemed like it's doing more like showing than just like telling, you know? Cause and again, I guess they're doing it to like kind of like speed up the process and stuff like that. Like have people like know, hey, this is Vash, this is his brother, this is his brother. Oh, he's after like these plants. Oh, what's that? He's also like a plant or something like himself too, and like and stuff like that. It's like and we're gonna introduce all these characters, like all like in the whole like basically the whole crew and stuff like that, like right here, like in these little bit of episodes. Also, Millie isn't in here, and like yeah. So if anyone that has watched the OG Trigun and hasn't watched Stampede, and you're excited and you wanted to see Millie, I don't think Millie's coming, you know. And I've seen a couple of theories about like how like this is just a prequel and stuff like that, and it's probably gonna be like what's it called like a oh like Roberto's gonna like die or like leave or something, and then Millie will come in later on and stuff like that. Uh, which who knows? Maybe it happened. Maybe it will happen. Maybe it won't happen. Although I do have a little theory about that myself. About that myself. My own and my theory is that like Roberto is probably gonna like what like later on the show. He's probably gonna like leave. I don't think he's gonna die, or maybe he will die. Either he die, whether he dies or leaves, don't really care. I don't. I'm not saying Roberto is a bad character. Just more, he's very kind of iffy. Like there's some moments where I like him, the other moments like, so it's like I don't know. I don't like flat out like hate him or stuff like that. But my theory is that he's gonna die or leave, and like the last moments between him and Meryl, he's gonna give his like gun, his Dellinger to Meryl, cause in the old like in the OG like Trigun, Meryl's gun was a Dellinger, so it could a Dellinger, you know. And there's not really other like moments where she ever like mentions like where she got a Dellinger from or something like that. But maybe it could that could be like kind of like the little like linchpin to like a little like kind of a little like lore about like a little bit of lore of how Meryl like got her like Dillinger, like how she got her like Dillinger gun and stuff like that, you know? Maybe, who knows. So another thing, oh yeah, another thing too. Um I've said it a little, I said it a little bit when I was talking about like what's it called, like not Meryl but like Roberto and stuff like that. I don't really, the pacing for this like is weird. It's very weird. Again, I know it feels like they're trying to like to get all the stuff, like get like have all the information and stuff like that, like as much like all of it as out as much as possible for all the like for all the new people, so they can like actually probably get started on like the meats and potatoes of the anime. And I don't, in my opinion, I don't really like it because, for one, when you rush certain kind of thing, like things like that out, you have to like make a lot of jump cuts and like make a lot of jump cuts and like like shortcuts and stuff like that, and remove like important parts of like information or like moments like that. And an example of that is with the first episode with with Rem and stuff like that, with the introduction of like Rem and stuff like that. um I didn't really like how they did Rem for the remake. I didn't like how they did Rem, because now it leaves you like a very big question on like what is Vash's like motivation, you know, like what is his true motivation into why he wants to be like, why is he like a pacifist and stuff like that, you know? Because in the OG it was more of like he because like what he like he yeah, he loved Meryl and stuff like that. Like he was in like, I don't know, I don't think, well, I guess you can I guess you can say he was in love with Meryl, but he like looked up to her, like maybe like just like a motherly, like he loved him, like he loved her, like as in like a motherly figure kind of way and stuff like that. Like that was like his mom or something like that. That's how Vash sees like Rem and stuff like that. And there was like some moments like where they showed off little bits of it, like here and there, like Vash's backstory, like as a child when he was like younger, like with Rem and them and stuff like that. And a big key factor was that in the OG, Rem like stayed back from the pod. Like she put Vash and Knives in the pod and like told him, "Don't worry, I'm gonna come." Like what's it called? Like she's gonna try to like save the others. You know, like she's gonna try to act like she's gonna try to save the others, and that's what she that's what she did. She meant, yeah, she was able to save not everyone in the like a ship, but a good amount of people in the ship. Also, if you hear my cat in the background, I'm sorry. She's like this. She just being a drama queen. Please ignore her. But yeah, but in Stampede, it's like more like what she kind of like accept. She like really kind of like really accepted her death. She lied to Vash and Nice, like, oh, don't worry, I'm gonna go save everyone and stuff like that. And it's like it show like it very much like has a feeling and vibe that she's just accepting her fate, and like she's just accepting her fate, and like she's gonna die with everyone else on the ship, not even gonna like attempt to rescue everyone and stuff like that. At least that's how it felt, you know. And that like was a big portion like of Vash's like motivation on why to want to save humanity, like because that was not real. That was Rem's dying wish. That was like Rem's dying wish, and so Vash wants to carry out Rem's like dying wish as much as he can. You know, that was his whole motivation, to not kill anyone, not to want to never kill, and to like save as many lives as possible in the OG. You know, and that was one of the things that got cut, like kind of like got cut, or like really kind of cut slash rushed out with Stampede. You know, so and now I'm starting to like, I'm curious on like, will they like, I don't know. Will they ever like go like into Vash's like motivation and stuff like that, like, and like why he wants, like why he is a pacifist and stuff like that, or I don't know. And yeah, that's one of the things I don't like about like. Stampede. Not saying it's bad. Again, I'm just voicing out my opinion of it. That's one of the things I don't like about it. Another thing too, uh, it does a lot of more like tell than show, kind of. Or what was it? Show or God damn, I just had it in my head. It does a lot of more like tell than show. There you go. Now I use it right that time. Yeah, it does a lot of more tell than show, as in like for example, we so Wolfwood, he's part of like the gung ho guns like group, which is the like assassination group of that works for knives, and their job is to like make Vash like suffer, like to break his rule of never killing anyone, like never killing anyone, stuff like that. And Wolfwood is a part of that, and like the thing is, and like the whole like dialogue between like the whole like Roberto and like Vash, like what was like what's it called, like oh Roberto is like telling us like well Roberto is always kind of like hey don't trust this guy, don't trust this Wolfwood guy, don't trust him, hey this Wolfwood guy cannot be trusted, stuff like that. And you can make the argument is like oh he's like a stranger and stuff like that, etc, etc. It's just like it's very weird, especially with a character, because again, Roberto, we don't know really know much about Roberto, and it's very weird because Roberto, he seems like what is like Roberto seemed like oh this like kind of like drunken like a middle aged man and stuff like that. He's like a drunk middle aged man, but yet somehow he's like super aware of of certain things too and stuff like that. And he was also like super aware of like what's it called like of Vash too, because it was like in I think in the first or second episode where what's it called he was like he asked like what Vash and stuff like that, like after the whole like aftermath of the police like coming to like get Vash, and one of them like try to destroy the whole city, stuff like that. Roberto asks Vash like who are you running from, even though Vash never really showed like Vash didn't show any like clear signs that he was like afraid of someone or anything like that. And he was like, and that's when Wolfwood is like basically out of nowhere asks, "Who are you running from? Like who are you afraid of?" It very felt kind of like not out of character, but very much like out of context, like out of the blue, out of nowhere. And it was like the same thing again with Wolfwood, like he's like Roberto's like kind of basically like it's like he's trying, it's like he's deliberately like he's really like he's basically like telling the audience like this Wolfwood guy cannot be trusted like whatsoever and stuff like that. And I feel like to me that's kind of like it's a poorly written thing to do, to like hey tell like basically like have you tell the audience that like this character right here, this important character right here is actually going to be a bad guy and stuff like that, because we didn't know that until like later on, not like way later on like in the series like of in the manga, but like just a little bit later on, but it was kind of like thrown in there a little, it was like thrown in there. It was like very like it was very like kind of like it had some build up to it, especially now when you had the relationship between Vash and Wolfwood and stuff like that. And and another thing too is that the whole like kind of it really ruins like the whole like relationship between Wolfwood and Vash, and stuff like that. Because in the OG anime, they were kind of like buddy with each other a little bit. The same thing is it's kind of like that in the manga too, like their relationship too. Like their relationship is kind of like buddy ish in a way. Not like best friends or anything like that, but like familiar with each other, stuff like that, and like cool and like feel like safe and trusted with each other, and like kind of enjoy each other's companies for more or less. And it's like it's weird. It's weird. It's very it's just weird. I feel like I've said weird a lot. Not, I feel like I've said weird a lot. Who knows? Maybe I'll do like a fucking I'll do like a weird counter or something. I'm probably not. Who knows? But maybe I will. Maybe I won't. But who knows? But what's another thing too? It's like there's so much I could say about Stampede. There's so many questions that I have about Stampede that I'm not that like Stampede that probably will get that will most likely get answered. Yeah, that will most likely get answered with as more episodes comes, or may not get answered at all. Who knows? Also, another thing too, I find it very interesting too that apparently, so I did research. They're planning to make like Stampede a 12 episodes. Not like I think it was 24. I think it was 24 or 26 episodes for the OG anime, but I think it was like 12 episode anime. No talk of a season two or anything like that. So if they're just doing like just keeping it 12 episodes and like have the ending to it by the 12th episode, I'm gonna be I don't know. I'm very curious on how they're gonna like execute this, because again it clearly shows like when you're watching Stampede, it shows that they are like pushing a lot of stuff, like a lot of like information out there, like a lot of information per episode, way too much information like per episode, like just for one episode. There's like really not that much build up, because again we didn't really like we didn't know what like like again in the like and in the OG anime, we didn't know anything about like Vash having a brother until like later on. We didn't know anything about the July incident until like later on and stuff like that. We didn't know much about like Vash, like like his backstory until later on, And I like kind of like I like that way more, I'm maybe it's just me, but I'm a big fan of like build up, build up your character, build up your lore, stuff like that. Build them up as much as you can and stuff like that. And again, with the OG anime, I thought it did a fairly good job in the way how it is with the manga too. It's kind of like the same thing. Again. I'm gonna say as many times. I am currently rereading the manga to refresh my memory about like certain aspects of Trigun. So again, I will do another video when the anime is completely like done and stuff like that, and I've read the manga with whether or not the Stampede was more true to the source material or not. But so far, for a lot of aspects, it's been true to what the manga was. It's been true to what the manga was for a good chunk so far. So I'm not really like I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed and a little bit upset in like some aspects of it, but not to like, oh my god, this is the worst like remake ever. Oh my god, I hate it. type type stuff. I think it's all right. But yeah. But who knows? Hopefully we get Millie. Like like I know a lot of people are sick and tired, like, oh my god, Millie this, Millie that, blah, 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 blah. But like here's the thing, Millie was a good character, and I loved and like Millie was a good character too, and the dynamic between her and Meryl, I enjoyed it a lot. Also, another thing too is that like characters, like their personalities. It feels like to me that I don't know, maybe it's just me. It feels like they kind of they put like some of Meryl's like OG anime Meryl's personality and like put it into like a new character, Roberto, and then they put like all or majority of Millie's personality and stuff like that into Meryl, which again I'm not really like a big I'm not really a big fan of, And I'm not really a big fan of. Also, another thing too, I kind of don't like how they like changed like Meryl, like kind of like what's all like kind of a little bit, not really her backstory, but like what's it all like when they like did the like in the first episode when they like did like show like when Roberto like had like a paper of like Meryl and like in her information, like her age, like her name, age, like where she like her like job and stuff like her like I think it was her resume, but yeah, I think it was her resume and stuff like that. And like because in the OG anime, Meryl was just like kind of like your average your average like like average like hard working like person that worked for this insurance company, stuff like that. She wasn't like this like this bubbly like graduated from like a prestigious like college type of person, like how it is in Stampede. It made Meryl feel a little bit more like relatable, a little bit more kind of down to earth. Is that the word I want to use? Is that what I want to use? Down to earth? Is that what I use? No, I'm not sure, but I'm not very good with words, as you can tell. But but yeah, it's just like I don't know. I have hopes for the this remake. I don't think. Do I think it's probably gonna be the best? Like the best Trigun like out of like will it be better than than the OG anime? In some aspects, yes, but in other aspects, probably not. But as of right now, I'm keeping my expectation like at a medium. I'm not keeping them high, but I'm not like stooping them all the way low just based on like what I've seen so far. I'm gonna continue watching and give like my opinion of it, and then when the series is like done, I'll probably do a thing where I'll like rewatch the first episode. Yeah, the first episode of like Stampede, like from start to finish. Then do the same thing with the OG anime, start to finish, and hopefully by that time, my knowledge of the manga will all be retained into my brain. Then I'll do another video about like whether which one was more enjoyable, which one was more accurate to the manga and stuff like that, and etc. And yeah, anything else I could say? Anything else I want to say? Anything else I want to say? Uh, oh yeah, I haven't gone to the character design for Knives. I don't like that big cloak that he has. I don't like that cloak. You know, I don't like that cloak he has. It looks very like hideous and disgusting, and like it kind of looks kind of like futuristic, but also at the same like kind of like futuristic sci-fi, but not like I don't know. I don't like it, but also I do like how he could like summon millions of like blades and stuff like that. Like kind of and if like plays more into his like name, not like million knives and stuff like that. Because he can summon like a million like of blades and stuff like that, like little knives, like little blades, stuff like that. That can like reflect bullets and stuff like that. Will deflect bullets and stuff like that, and like have pristine and like clean cuts. I think that's really interesting. Also another thing too, I don't like what like because the way how I've been like viewing the like Stampede, it feels like there's like another like it feels like they're kind of setting up for another big bad, because like no, because it's always been like knives, like all knives has always been the big bad in the OG anime and even in the manga something like that. So it's like the way how they kind of setting up the anime, at least from how that I'm feeling, knives might not be like the big bad, and it makes me question like who is gonna be the big bad then if it's not gonna be knives, and would it like change like my overall view of like how I view Stampede or not? I don't know. Again, I could just be overreacting. Big surprise there. But who knows? We're gonna have to keep watching and to see how it goes. But I have some hopes for it. Not high hopes, but like some hopes for it. But who knows? Anyway, that's gonna be the end for this long. This is like long overview, like overdue like review video on how I feel about Stampede. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments below. Let me know if you guys like this kind of style of like videos, like these like longer videos where I like kind of talking like say like as much as I can and make some like jump like cuts here and there to like cancel out the dead air. Let me know if you prefer this kind of style of videos or the other style of videos, which I'll still continue to do, but I mostly just do it for like explanation videos or like theory videos and stuff like that here and there. But let me know how you feel about that. And if you're new to the channel, again, subscribe, like this video. Very much appreciate it. Very much helps. It's free. I appreciate it a lot. And this game, you Captain Pirate D, guys, signing off. Yarg. Why did I do the peace sign? I'm such a fucking idiot. What the